Mr. Arthur Belkind.
I'm really excited to be here tonight. Actually, I'm excited to be anywhere tonight. But I do want to take a moment and start off by thanking you all for coming out. Your support is just so incredibly important to all of us, but I think it's probably a little bit more important to me. You may notice that I'm a bit older than most of my colleagues, and my window for success is a little bit smaller than theirs. But you've been a great audience tonight, and I'd be very remiss if I didn't take a moment again to thank you on behalf of myself and the rest of the family for the wonderful reception you gave my daughter, Gert, the joke lady. I'm hoping that you guys will work with me as well. Here's the plan. I skip the jokes, you go right to the laughter, and I can get the hell out of here and go home to bed where I belong. At my age, I should be doing lie down, not stand up. If anyone has a chance of dying up here tonight, you're looking at them. It's a big relief to see that so many of my doctors are in the audience. I'm so old, I remember when the Dead Sea was sick. I can remember rainbows when they were black and white. And how's this? I remember Preparation A. I walked into an antique store and they sold me. And then I came home and there was a notice in the mailbox that my birth certificate expired. I've seen Halley's Comet 27 times. I'm so old, when the Lord said, "Let there be light," I was one of the electricians. I can actually remember when the Congress did something. Last year I went to my high school 50th high school reunion, Forest Hills High School in Queens, New York. I was the only one that showed up. Still couldn't win most popular. I was very disappointed. Two of my classmates were Simon and Garfunkel. It's the truth. We graduated in 1960. And I was always very jealous of them. I always wanted to be a rock and roll star myself. And I finally figured out probably one of the reasons I failed is I tried to teach myself guitar for 5 years and then realized you weren't supposed to blow into it. Speaking of rock and roll, just a couple of weeks ago, I heard that the Rolling Stones will not be doing their 50th annual tour this year. They started in 1962. And this would be their 50th anniversary, but Keith Richards is a bit under the weather. That's a big shock. So they postponed it for next year. And I'm thinking, these guys got to be 70 years old. So the first thing they need to do is call the tour the Wheelchair Tour. The next thing they need to consider is changing their name. I don't think the Rolling Stones quite make it anymore. Perhaps the Kidney Stones? They're not the only ones. What about Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Not Very Young? The Grateful are not dead? Earth, Wind, and Fiber? And of course, Tom Petty and the Pacemakers. I've had a fantastic life so far. I have a wonderful family. My wife and I have been together for over 30 years. I lost all respect for her the day she married me. She's had some tough luck lately. A couple of weeks ago, somebody stole all of her credit cards, and I haven't even reported it to the police yet. The thief is charging a hell of a lot less than she did. I feel guilty about that, though, so I took her to a spa for 6 days for an estimate. But really, she's a saint, which is a bit strange because we're Jewish. In fact, she cooks right from the Old Testament. Last night she served burnt offerings. And I'm pretty sure she got the recipe when we visited the Holy Land. In fact, over the years I've taken her to over 40 countries on 5 continents, and she's managed to find her way home every time. so we don't have to kiss each other goodbye. We have two wonderful children. My son Lucas is a filmmaker in Los Angeles, and last week he said, "Hey Dad, I have an idea. How would you like to star in a geriatric porn flick?" I said, I don't even have a pornograph. But I do have a 2009 Lincoln Pervertible. The top stays up and I go down. And then we have a daughter, Rachel. She just recently graduated from ASU. And we're very, very proud of her. Thank you. She's taking a little bit of time off, and then she's going to be going to medical school. Hurry up, sweetheart. Daddy needs parts. I need a hip. I need a knee. And let me tell you, the worst part about growing old is I've outlived my penis. Here's the irony. In a couple of weeks, I'm going to be 69 and can't. It doesn't stop there. I go to the dentist and he tells me I have to have a couple of wisdom teeth put in. Then my vision starts to go. I wore glasses for 60 years. I go to the eye doctor, he says, "It's not the prescription, you have cataracts, you need surgery." I go, I have the surgery, they put a patch on, they give you those Men in Black glasses. I go home, wake up the next morning, go outside, take off the patch, it's a miracle. I can see Sheriff Joe and Governor Brewer patrolling the border in Mexico, but I still can't see my own penis. Thank you very much.